competition on the field as well. And it is Australia, second place overall with a chance to win the title, taking on a Japanese side who, a couple of new young players as well. It is a tough time for them. The lower ranked sides in the competition will need to come out well to perform against Australia, who have got Billy Meeks with them, who knows this place well, been playing here in Los Angeles, joining the squad this weekend. There's a debut too for James Turner. There's a James Turner and a Josh Turner. Debut for James Turner as well. Bit of a speedster too. Couple of debuts in the Japanese side as well. Zach Test still alongside me for this next matchup. Well, Australia will have seen what's gone on earlier in the day. Well, they've kept an eye perhaps, and just knowing there's a little slight door ajar with South Africa dropping their opener.
Oh, they've definitely noticed that the door has been open, but it's all about starting this first game. They're probably focused on this first game, getting all the things they need to get done here in game one, and just getting their tournament rolling. This is going to be a game of a lot of speed and skill. Australia has experience all over the park, starting with their captain, Nick Malouf. Japan have the ability to put this Australia side to bed, but it's going to take a clinical 14 minutes from them.
Japan have got a couple of stalwarts alongside a couple of new young players. Australia will know they just need to come out, go about their business, do their job, resplendent in their beautiful green Indigenous jerseys. Love those ones. John Manenti's team, he's done really good work with this young side, so connected. It's been a real feature. The quintessential Aussie battlers when it comes to Aussie sport, only a few of them with contracts, and they have got themselves right in position to win the overall title. First job is here though, Australia against Japan. Restart high into the air. It's Dietrich Roach who's underneath it for Australia. And the ball eventually falls on Japanese side, so defence early on for the Japanese, who like to string their passes together. Yuki Ishii, one of the captains this weekend for Japan. Big early contact coming in. Japan making the early running. Yoshizawa is taken in by Australia. Players stayed down and back play on that far side. Japan building really nicely. How's the flick ball out the back of the hand? It's well taken in by Ishii. 5 metres short. Japan putting pressure on Malouf though. Straight in over that ball. The Aussie captain is an absolute follow-me leader. He's won the ball back for his team here. Here's Turner. That's Josh Turner. Over. And away goes Corey Toole. He has scored tries for fun this season. He leads the line and breaks, he leads the offloads, and that's try number 39 for the season for Corey Toole.
Great discipline by the Australian defence. Japan going side to side, a little bash in the middle, but then going to get a little isolated. Nick Malouf, all the experience in the world turning over that ball and then moving the ball to their speedster, Mr. Toole, who has just got gas for days, just cruising into the try line for Australia's first 5-pointer.
Oh, he's been one of the finds of the season. Corey Toole, dream team in numerous tournaments, Singapore, Vancouver, Toulouse. That puts him ahead of Marcus Manetta. Got a bit of work to do to catch Terry Kennedy though in the overall season try scorers, but 39 for Corey Toole. Restart is shallow from the Aussie Sevens, and it falls for Josh Turner. Here's Dietrich Roach, leading point scorer this season on the HSBC World 7 Series. He's usually doing it by kicks. He's scored plenty of tries as well, and he's going to notch one up here. Dietrich Roach on the board.
Too easy for Dietrich Roach. Just sees the disconnect in the Japanese line and exploits it with his power and his pace. Really, really great start. For Japan to get in this game, they've got to be connected defensively. They've got to work very, very hard to stay connected, putting these Australian players on the ground, controlling the offload game that Australia likes to play, and then when they get the ball in the hand, they have to be clinical. A little kick out from the man, loves a kick out. Great start from Dietrich Roach.
He's closing in on 300 points for the season. He's the most accurate goal kicker in the competition. Goes at over 81% of the regular goal kickers. Scoring tries as well. He's making it easy for himself with that conversion too. 14 points to 0. Here's 289. 240 for Terry Kennedy. That's all by 5-pointers. Oh, soaring, brilliant work in the air by Josh Turner. He's one of the little guys, landed hard. He's still back, has to get back into the defensive line now as Japan gets the turnover, or the penalty rather. Japan just trying to bash through Roach in the middle. Another penalty though. Oh, it's going to be a yellow here, is it? Against Henry Hutchison.
Oh, the ill discipline from Harry Hutchison sends him to the sin bin. Not ideal when you have 3 minutes to go in the first half. Japan needs to take advantage of the power play that they've got going on here with Australia having 6 men. They've called them midfield scrum. What that's going to do is going to make Australia decide of whether they want 3 in the back line and no 9 with space to exploit. Lots of opportunities to Japan to attack here.
Japan. Midfield scrum. Just on their own side of halfway.
Crouch. Fine. Set.
And out it goes and away spins the Kano. Working at pace this time. Oh, ripped away though by Tolan contact. That's good work. Easy pickings. The Aussie defensive line. Now as Henry Patterson steps away from one. Now room straight up the middle for Josh Turner. Yawning gap for the little half to race his way through. Quick and agile, scores under the posts.
Well, this is the game of 7s. You spill the ball, you give away possessions. Teams at the top will strike very, very quickly. That's what Australia's done here. Great little strip off the edge attack and then quick transition. Nice little dent in the middle of the park, seeing that the pillar defense wasn't quite there. Really good job ripping that ball out from number 3 of Australia and then shifting the ball to the edge, seeing the space in the middle of the park and putting down for another good quality 5-pointer between the posts.
Three tries for Australia. The only team that has made every quarter-final this season. And the boxing kangaroo full of fight early on. 21 points to 0. Australia still down to 6. Henry Hutchison in the sin bin at the moment. Back and forth they go, Kano. And now Ishii, the captain, he's the one who looks often the most likely for Japan. But again, Maloof is just so rugged, and then the silky skills got the call from Matt Gonzalez. It's a sweet strike from Australia.
Why has Australia made every quarterfinal? Because they are absolutely ruthless in the breakdown, giving teams not even an inch. Little pop pass to Gonzalez, and he's got the pace to finish. Great start from Australia here, just strangling Japan inside their own end, forcing handling errors, and then quick strikes for 5 to 7 points.
Matt Gonzalez has really made his name too this season. Made his debut in Singapore and has been a fixture since then. Dream team in London with his most impressive performance, almost as impressive as that conversion in Australia, 28-0. Here's what it looks like for Australia. Win the title. Hope South Africa 4th or lower for John Manenti's team. mistake. Basically the first one Australia's made.
Yeah, no team is perfect, but how can they close out the half here with a Japanese side that's hungry for a try?
Japan give a little bit of impetus going into the break if they can score here. Taiga Ishida. Again, Australia just blowing through, and look at the pressure Tool's going to put on here. Kano gets rid of it really nicely though, does Kano. Kairara. Now standing in the tackle, Suoka. Gets Tool coming back at him again though. Hutchison back on the field. Japan spread to the right, ball through the hands, just picking off in defence though at the moment is Australia. Nice continuity though from Japan, recycling well. Oh, yeah, Tool just lost his feet slightly, didn't he? Penalty for Japan, building and building, asking questions of the Australian defence, getting rid of one defender and then spreads a lovely ball wide out to the left. Again, Malouf makes the tackle. Japan looking for the score before half-time. Yoshizawa to ground this time. Australia's defence organised at the moment. Can hear the communication. Tool can't get in there, nor can Turner. Now Turner can. And he's going to try and scamper away. Patterson stands in the tackle. Turner. Big numbers wide here for Australia. They are lining up. It's not going to get as far as Hutchison, who was the next man, because Gonzalez will just go in for himself. All that effort from Japan comes to nothing, and Australia punish him down the other end.
It's also another display of absolute relentless defensive pressure by Australia. Japan had a nice continuity attack going. They were moving the ball side to side, making ground. They just got a little bit isolated, spilled the ball out of the back of the ruck. When you do that against these top contender teams, they can put the ball away in the try zone very, very quickly. Great finish to the first half for Australia. That's how they wanted to start this tournament.
Australia were disappointed to miss out on the medals at the Commonwealth Games a few weeks ago. Went in with a great shout, but really just struggled to get going throughout the tournament. No such problems here in the opening match as Roach converts as well. And Australia go into the halftime break 35 points to 0 up over Japan. Going for Japan, isn't it? They've only won 8 matches this season, 8 of 44, only one of them in a pool game. Keep going and keep fighting and keep trying to find a way.
Absolutely, tough season for them, but it's what makes teams. How can you stick together in the fight? How can you learn from your mistakes? How can you move forward? This game isn't over. There's still 7 minutes to go. They just need to get possession, string together some really quality phases, disorganize the Australia defense, make sure they secure the ball at the breakdown, and punish the opportunities that are given to them.
A couple of changes, Mawson coming on for Gonzi. All right, Jen's coming on. Congratulations, son. Okay, let's go some fun. Right, execution first. Don't change the plan. Don't change the plan till I tell you.
Oh, you can hear from the head coach there. The game plan is take care of the ball. Execution, and that's one reason why they're up 35-0 here in this matchup.
Five tries in the first half from Australia, 35 points to 0 they lead. Australia, one of our 4 contending teams for the overall HSBC World 7 Series title. They need to make the final and then hope other results go their way, but so far so good with this opening half. Dietrich Roach restarts for Australia. It's going to be brought down, or I was going to say brought down by Japan, but climbing up high over the top was Malouf. Japan spread. Is James Turner onto the field on debut for Australia, and number 5 just tracking the defenders across and looking to rip in there, but Japan, I was going to say Japan secure the ball well. Great first injection from Turner. Maurice Longbottom out there as well from Australia, rolling the subs and rolling the action. And here goes for the first time, Jimmy the Jet. James Turner, what a start to his sevens career.
Great job, James Turner. Full credit goes to this man. Made the tackle, got up, won the penalty, got in support, got the inside ball from Dietrich Roach, and had the pace to finish it. Well done, young man.
He's been playing for the Waratahs in Super Rugby. He made a real name for himself through club rugby in Sydney, through the Shoot Shield. And as I say, nicknamed Jimmy the Jet. John Manenti, there's he's got some gas. Didn't have to go full tilt, but what a start. 40 points to 0.
Just clinical play by Australia again. Japan needs to hold on to this ball, get momentum on their side, and string together some good phases and execute those little moments.
Relaxing start for the coaches, perhaps. He's usually up on his feet. John Manenti patrolling that side. Pretty relaxed at the moment. 40 points to 0. Great take from Japan. Crashing into the line. He's the most experienced man. Latianata Soijima, the 39-year-old in his 30th tournament, or 29th tournament rather. Giving him one extra. He probably deserves it. Okaidara.
Oh, just unfortunate. Off his feet at the breakdown. The Japanese supporting player just giving away possession again inside their own half. Australia is just absolutely ruthless in this game and throughout the series. One of the reasons why they are the top contenders.
Skip goes to the bench. Nick Maloof. 47th tournament now, 4th equal with his assistant coach James Stannard on the Australian all-time list. You can watch on as his teammates go to work here. Bit of footwork from Longbottom. Here's Hutchison just getting around defenders, scooting out of tackles, and he's adding to the tally. There's Henry Hutchison.
Once again, a display from Maurice Longbottom, just absolutely causing chaos to the Japanese defensive line. And then Harry Hutchinson using all of his power and pace to give Australia another 5-pointer between the sticks. Australia, you could call it a very, very clinical game so far. 3 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Can they continue? Can Japan find the momentum, find the handling execution to put themselves in a position?
And is that the thing when you're playing a team who's probably lower ranked, you're expected to beat, that you want to come out and just execute, not worry about running up the score too much or whatever, just executing each time and the points come?
100%. It's all about your game plan and playing to your standards and your level. And I think Australia has shown that here today. And they put an incredible display on so far throughout this match.
Maurice Longbottom. Still just over 3 minutes to go here, and Australia tracking towards 50. Japan looking for a bit of resolve. But like what we saw from Spain earlier, they were able to find a try late. That pass won't help, but it's gone backwards off the knockdown. Trying to create something himself, Latianata Soijima. Recycling possession well again, but just struggling to find a hole in this Australian defence. Okaidara. Kano clears away, and that's gone forward. Just a little too ambitious. The big ball wide. Forward out of the hands.
Just another one of those little handling errors that's just killing Japan's momentum in this game. The little things just hurt you on this 7th circuit. You've just got to be so clinical against those top sides. Japan will need to learn from this game, come out and execute on a higher level of their standards. They're just dipping below from what we're used to seeing from them. They just need to execute a little bit better.
Time back on. Crouch.
Longbottom, bit of peer back over his shoulder. How big is that blind side to work with? Or well, they're not going to get a chance to find out because they pushed too early. So a free kick for Japan, and away they go. Great offload and connection this time from Japan. Latianata Soijima up to halfway and then rolled that extra little turn, gives the ball back and allows Longbottom to swing the Aussies back onto a tackle. The step from Dunbar, Stu Dunbar through the team, ankle breaker. Dunbar back in the side, scores under the posts.
Once again, Japan is their own worst enemy. Just doing it a little extra roll at the breakdown, trying to create an extra second for his support player to get there, but the referee noticed and said, not today, young man. And of course, Australia just absolutely ruthless so far in this tournament. Young man spots a gap in the middle of the park and has the pace to finish.
Stu Dunbar missed out on the Commonwealth Games squad, but back in the side and to bide his time to get some opportunities, and now they're coming for him. This is his 10th tournament. It's a great injection off the bench. 54 points to 0 now. Just letting the South Africans, the Argentines, the Fijians know they are going to scrap all the way for this World Series title. Ball's knocked down by Lawson, but it falls for Japan, getting rid of a couple of defenders with some great footwork as Yu Okadara. Kano clears quickly. A slap of the ball, slap of the ground, falls just as it looks so promising.
Just so frustrating there. Again, just their own Achilles heel. They've got some really good momentum. They've got the overlap. All they've got to do is hang on to possession and then get themselves in the try zone. Ugh, just tough to watch.
Coach. Fine. Set.
Oh, disappointing for Japan. Just as it looks so good. And here they come again.
Tackle, 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 guys.
Longbottom, yeah, tackle. He's got his knees to the ground, so the tacklers have to release him. Little short ball, a little 1-2. Straight up through the middle. Offload is good. Defence comes across, and again Australia just keeping the ball alive. Still there for Longbottom, and now through the hands for Dunbar. And back in field for Josh Turner. Start of the scoring finishes as well. That's impressive stuff from Australia.
Just a well-balanced team, and they're selfless in their brotherhood, always wanting to move the ball to the best person in the best position. You can see it here. Hey, let's get more points on the board. Let me push this ball inside so we can get 7 points rather than 5. That is a team that is selfless and have come here to win the title.
Clinical and classy from Australia. Absolutely comprehensive. 61 points to 0. They beat Japan. So that ends our first full round of games. Let's have a look at how it lines up. Australia and Argentina at the top of Pool A and racking up the points. Over into Pool B, which is going to be all full of action. South Africa dropping the first game against an impressive USA. New Zealand heading up that group.